Hi, everybody. Welcome to Career Live, a beautiful Thursday evening in Texas. And for all of those of you who are dealing with severe weather to our east, Godspeed. I know you may be watching Ryan Hall, y'all, and his excellent stream with severe weather. But if you are joining us tonight because you're interested in your career, hey, listen, we're glad to have you. Welcome to Career Live. Tonight, we're going to be giving away a free premium course in our Guiding Your Career, Career Transition, Career Management session. It is a $1,944 value, and we'll be giving it away. To enter, watch the stream at the bottom of the screen. You can just send me an email at info@johngself.com, and just all you have to do is put the word enter. At the end of the stream, we'll take a second and pick one randomly and award that tonight. You need to be on the stream in order to win. So, thanks for joining us tonight, and I hope everybody, we are connected. I am looking at, we had problems earlier in the day with our streaming system, and we're looking to see where we are tonight on this. So, it's always interesting. When it came up a minute ago, I did not, let's see here. So we will just continue. Okay, so it's not showing up yet, but anyway, we will move forward. Anyway, welcome to Career Live. I'm John Self, and we really are appreciative of you joining us tonight. Tonight's live stream is produced by Guiding Your Career, an online, on-demand career management and job search strategy academy. To help, it's designed to either help you advance your career or to help you with job search strategies. We offer a comprehensive portfolio of courses with an affordable monthly subscription plan. So visit johngself.com for more information. For 27 years, I crisscrossed the U.S. and around the globe searching for managers and executives, and I've interviewed thousands of people for a variety of management and leadership positions. And over the years, I have seen remarkable change in the process and technology of recruiting, also known today as talent acquisition, from the widespread use of fax machines, and that was a big change in recruiting when they introduced fax machines. That really helped the process. Then when the word processing was introduced, that was the first step toward moving to a home office. Then they came up with affordable searchable applicant databases for the search firms and the smaller companies, and then email, which really accelerated the pace of communication and ultimately the search process. Today, with AI automation, we are seeing another epic change. Efficiencies that will accelerate the time to hire and materially reduce, I think, the cost of recruiting. Now, one of these changes that is occurring is video email, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. Technology has also really dramatically reshaped the outplacement. Now it's called career transition. This technology has dramatically altered the way outplacement services are delivered and greatly reduced the cost. I remember when I first got into business from the news, I moved from the news business into marketing. When people would lose their job at the senior level, part of their severance package would be $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, sometimes for C-suite as much as $50,000 to $100,000 in fees to help pay the outplacement company to put together resumes and type letters and provide a cubicle office space with answering machines and receptionists and all those things, and conference rooms. And that was the model. Outplacement required that you have a facility so that you could bring people in and use the cubicles because they needed to be close to the secretarial support. They needed to be near the copying machines and that sort of thing. The joke used to be that those cubicles were BMW parlors, bitch, moan, and whine, because everybody was upset that they were there, and it was not uncommon for people to gather around the coffee pot and complain about how they were treated by their previous employer. But, before technology realigned the office support system, outplacement services were really were built around those large offices, usually in nice office towers someplace, or a suburban shopping center. Now, with the arrival of new technology that has made home offices possible, it's really been it's really been dramatic in how things have changed. So it's now outplacement fees. If you contract with an outplacement consultant, it's $2,000 to $6,000, maybe more. There are times when people charge more. Now, outplacement is not recruiting. That's not what that is about. Outplacement helps you understand the employment system. They give you guidance and coaching on how to put together a resume in this new digital environment where you have to customize each document. They also help you with marketing, your LinkedIn profile, and also how to use the new technology. In today's job market, it's not enough to have experience and have all the requisite credentials and to have experience and have some accomplishments in a resume. No, in order to get to the table, you now have to possess a lot of knowledge about digital marketing, how to use social media, and there's a lot to it now. And so if you have not been in the job market for a while and you might be concerned about getting called into the job market, pushed into the job market, my advice to you is start learning now. Get prepared. The people who are job search ready, if they get laid off, tend to find jobs faster than those who are not. And what you do not want to do is find yourself at the end of the line. Okay? So outplacement's changed, recruiting has changed, finding a job has changed, and so that's kind of I've been thinking about that recently when people said, well, when did outplacement start moving online? Well, 4 or 5 years ago. But in fact, we are a hybrid model. So if you use our service, there is an enrollment fee, and then there's monthly membership or subscription fees for 6 months. And it's online courses augmented with weekly coaching sessions. Now, if you feel like you might be pushed into the marketplace or you have already been laid off, if you haven't been in the job market in a while, the best money you can spend is finding a coach. There are many great coaches out there, and really you want to find one that you trust. We hope you'll check out our site at johngself.com. That's a really key thing. Having a coach, like a mentor, is a position of trust. Okay, I said we would talk about the video email issue. Yes, that is a thing. During the pandemic, I think realtors use this powerful tool to build and sustain relationships and get new listings and close deals. Now, the statistics regarding the power of video emails are extraordinary. I mean, they're impressive. Consider these observations from an article from the website Science of You. First of all, it's incredibly hard to detect emotion in email, and that's true. There are a lot of been misunderstandings because what somebody wrote in an email was taken to be more caustic, more sarcastic, more angry than it really was intended to do. So emails don't always capture the true emotion. Research shows that we tend to overestimate how well we communicate using normal text emails. And emojis, God save us, sometimes add to the confusion rather than reduce it. Now, the Harvard Business Review determined that face-to-face requests were 34 face-to-face meetings were 34 times more likely to garner a positive response than emails. So, although video emails do not replace the actual face-to-face meetings for sales and that sort of thing, it's the next best thing. And salespeople say that they found that their sales emails, when it included video, were 75 times more likely to be opened and read through than traditional emails. So it doesn't replace the power of in-person meetings, but the video emails are gaining influence. Now, industry research suggests that video emails have a 7 in 10 chance of being read over traditional sales or pitch, the original sales pitch emails. And given the flood of AI-generated text-only messages on LinkedIn, your connection requests, as well as your efforts to convert a connection to a trusting relationship, are getting lost. Video email can help you accelerate those relationships. In fact, more and more of my clients are reporting that the only people who ghost you more than a recruiter is a LinkedIn connection. Okay. From the job search perspective, I think recruiters are saying that they do not see a lot of video emails yet, and that's surprising. However, that means you need to listen to this. Done right, video emails can differentiate you, your brand, and your value in ways that traditional emails cannot. Okay? So in a market filled with so much communication noise, it's hard to fathom why a job applicant or a manager or executive seeking to build meaningful, mutually beneficial relationships on LinkedIn would not want to use this powerful video email tool that will really have a major impact. Now, we've been using video emails in our practice for several years now, and tomorrow we've got a short reel on Instagram and I think Facebook, and there will be, and also on LinkedIn, and then we're putting up a longer reel, a longer video tomorrow on YouTube talking about video emails. So check that out at johngself.com. All right. Now, we find that it helps to build LinkedIn engagement, and it also helps close deals when potential clients come to us for support. Now, we recommend SendSpark, and it's a Texas-based company known for its competitive monthly fees, ease of use, and they have really had pretty good customer support, albeit online. So if you want to, if you have an interest in exploring video email, there's several vendors. There's Loom, there's Boom Boom, there's Vidyard, and SendSpark. Those are the ones. I've tried BombBomb, I've tried Vidyard, and I stuck with SendSpark. SendSpark has a free option to start to try it out, and you can do a lot of things with that. With the free service, I found that I get more engagement when I use the paid monthly subscription, and that's not really expensive. So if you have an interest, you can visit my YouTube site at John G. Self at Guiding Your Career, and in the section below the videos there are some links, including a link for SendSpark, and if you use the code, you'll get an additional 10% discount. Okay, we have several questions, and so I want to address those. Some of these came in. We had technical problems this morning with the streaming service on the LinkedIn Coffee at 7:30. So hopefully tonight it's running well. So here we are. So we'll take some questions. First of all, I want to take on some interim assignments. Can I market myself effectively without going to the trouble of creating an LLC or a Subchapter S corporation? Yes, you can. I think there are some risks. If you are rendering a service and something goes wrong and you are sued, you don't have any corporate protection. You have no corporate veil. So you might want to consider that. Secondly, if you are just doing it as an independent proprietor, you don't really, then you're going to have to list all those interim assignments as separate jobs. You don't want to do that because you'll be viewed as a job hopper. So my suggestion is create an LLC or a C Corp and elect for the IRS a Subchapter S so you can get some tax advantages. Now, and the Subchapter S was the old traditional way of doing it. My accountant now says that there's a strategy you can use to take an LLC and get the same Subchapter S benefits. It is a good way to shield your assets, and it's also a good way to buy your any liability insurance. So, by using a company, then you don't have a gap in your resume. So that's a very, very important point. Okay, I need to accelerate my job search. Do you have any advice? Yes. There's a great movie, and the blog post this morning in Got a Minute was basically what's a common mistake that everybody makes. And the common mistake that everybody makes is they get out there and they get busy and they get 2 or 3 things going with potential jobs, and they stop. And they sit back and wait for the interviews to come and the offers to roll in. And that doesn't work that way. And invariably, you'll get down and not have anything in your sales funnel or your recruiting funnel. So To quote the infamous philosopher, Cletus Snowman Snow, who was the truck driver in that epic, mind-blowing, mindless movie Smokey and the Bandits with Burt Reynolds. He said, Smokey, put the pedal to the metal. And what does that mean? It means don't let up on the gas. Don't slow down. Keep moving. And the advice I can give you to accelerate your search, try to have 6, 8, or 10 active opportunities going at any one time. That's a lot. It takes a lot of work to get that done, but do that. Get 6 or 8 to in there, and don't stop. Don't take the pedal off the metal until you have a job offer and you are starting the work, because job offers are being rescinded now in some cases, mainly for younger college students who were hired initially as interns, and they were made offers in some companies that are now experiencing some slowdown in revenue. They're beginning to adjust expenses, and so they're rescinding some offers. And so don't slow down until you start to work. That's one great piece of advice, and it's very, very common people do that. It's sort of like you get to first base and you're waiting for somebody to hit a home run. Don't do that. Get 8, 10, however many you can into that job search funnel, and keep working them all aggressively until something happens for you, okay? I just got laid off from my firm in an enterprise-wide reduction in force. I was offered 30 days compensation. I'm a lawyer. Is 30 days with 3 years of experience appropriate? Yeah, I mean, it's not great. I've seen some people have gotten less, but if you're a manager or supervisor, you can expect 2 weeks to 30 days, okay? Directors in the same range. 6 months is what you get for somebody who's at the executive level, who's been around for several years and has presumably created value for the organization. You're not going to see extended severance packages unless you are at the senior executive level or the C-suite. You're not, as a vice president, getting a year's severance unless they feel extremely guilty about laying you off. It just doesn't happen anymore. So one of the reasons you want to be job search ready is, let me tell you think you got 6 months, let's just say you get 180 days severance with benefits. Let me tell you something, that can go so fast. So don't allow yourself to sit back and wait for something to happen. You need to get job ready now. If you don't get laid off, those skills that you learn in terms of how do you prepare to go to the job market will help you in your communication and help you keep your profile at an elevated level so that you can be more visible to recruiters. And so that's something very, very important to consider. Okay. What are some tips using video emails? Well, trial by error. First of all, you don't need a lot of expensive tech gear. You don't need to be a tech nerd. SendSpark's real easy to use. You can use the camera on your computer. You can use your computer microphone. It's better if you have a lapel mic. You can get a pretty good lapel mic for less than $35. Okay, you can get some studio mics that can cost upwards of $400 or $500, but I don't recommend that. Get a really good, robust halo lamp, and that usually will work pretty well. Unless you're doing a lot of video, I wouldn't invest in multiple light kits, because those are a lot of trouble to set up and take down. And if you have a home office, you're probably going to have somebody telling you that you do not want to. They don't want the TV lights up all the time. So you don't invest in a lot of expensive cameras. Just use what you have. Get used to it. If you really enjoy doing video and you start to want to do that sort of as a side hustle or as a hobby, then you can make some investment in some more expensive tech gear. But SendSpark, and BombBomb and Loom and Vidyard, you can use your camera on your computer. Now, you want to have good lights. You want to have good framing. You don't want to be looking up at the ceiling. You don't want to see the ceiling fan going. You're trying to make a good impression. You don't need to buy an expensive graphics package unless you have a Mac with an iMovie. Don't spend a lot of money on editing software, because some of that stuff can be expensive, and then it takes you time to learn how to use it. iMovie is fairly simple, but you can just use a whiteboard. I have seen tons of people that that held up a whiteboard and said, "Thank you for all your help," and they pull it down and smile, and then give a message. Informal technology, low key technology, whiteboard technology, that comes across as authentic. And if you're smiling and you're happy and you've got energy, hey, it can make a positive impact on the viewer, and that's what you want to do. Don't worry about not having any TV experience. You can, that's just not necessary. You'll get better as you go along. Okay. Okay, let's see. Do they work on Messenger or LinkedIn internal messaging? Yes, they do. That's the benefit. I use I try to make my title pages animated GIF, so that when it's embedded in the email, when they open the email, you've got some movement in that email picture or the email screen in your video. You have a video screen in your email, okay, and that's something that's very beneficial, and it's just let's see, we had some other stuff happening here. Just a second, I'm sorry. So you want to have really good authentic stuff. You want to smile, and it really be helpful, and you can use it in LinkedIn messaging. Now there will be two options. You'll be one for email and one that says a link, and you use the link and you paste that in there, and it creates the video, the GIF, or the simulated video screen. You're not. Some people say, well, I don't open those because I'm afraid of malware. I think everybody has their own little approach. SendSpark uses a Google Chrome extension, so it's a safe platform. There's not been any problems with malware that I'm aware of, but you can always do a little message. Hey, Barbara, thanks for connecting with me on LinkedIn. I created this special introductory video for you. It's from a Google platform that's safe to open, no malware. Okay? And most people will open it. Not everybody will. And some people will then send you an email. What is this? Okay? If they don't get it, then I probably... you might not want to spend a lot of time trying to build a relationship with somebody who gets snarky because you try to be creative and send a video message. Video messaging can help you accelerate building the relationship, but you have to know how to use it. If you become a member of the Guiding Your Career Academy membership group and you decide to do this, we will provide you support to help you get up to speed running that. So, I'm not happy in my job. I may not be happy with my career. What should I do? Okay. Angela in Brookline. Okay, Angela. Let's see, there may be some other people sent similar questions. Okay, these are, anybody that has this question, do me a favor. Go to my website, go to the bottom, and it says Talk to John. This is kind of big, heavy, weighty stuff, and everybody's story is a little bit different. It's really hard to address it in specific detail on a live stream. So we can do that, off the live stream on a one-on-one Zoom or even on the telephone. Here's what I would say. A lot of times people come to me and they say, I'm really unhappy with my career. And what they're really saying is, I'm unhappy with my job. And what sometimes that means is, I'm unhappy with my boss. Okay, so, think those issues through. Do you hate the work or do you hate the environment? There's a lot of toxic bosses out there. There are a lot of companies that people go to work for companies and the company's values aren't in alignment with their personal values. Those are all important things, especially for millennials and Gen Zs. They want to be doing meaningful work in an organization for which they can be really endorse and really support. And so, that doesn't necessarily mean you need to change careers. You just need to do that work in a better place. And so, let me tell you, changing careers, if it's a big career change, not a job change or a function change, that's going to take some effort because you have to build credibility. You also have to understand that you may, when you make that transition to the new industry or the new area of interest, you may not be able to go across at the same salary or with the same status in the organization. So you may have to take a step back. If you are at the end of your career, that may not be a smart move. Maybe you might want to try to find some things on the side that will help you offset your frustration with your job. Happy to talk to you about that. I deal with those issues all the time. There is so many interesting, exciting things happening now in the creator community, and people are making who really understand mastering it. And I'm still trying to master YouTube and build a live audience. It just takes time, but there are a lot of people making good money. Sometimes people like to sneer down at the influencers. There are a lot of influencers out there that have 7-figure incomes, and we're not talking about well-known people. We're just talking about people who took interesting pictures and interesting videos, and they get 100,000 likes, and 100,000 views, or one guy, said, he had, before he knew it, he had 500,000 views on one video. Well, the day and age of traditional advertising channels, those are over. And so now companies are doing what they call really micro advertising and nano advertising. That is, digital targeting specific communities. So that's, there are a lot of things going on. So I'm happy to visit with you about that. Okay, let's see if we got anything else coming in here. Alrighty, let's see. Check the. Okay. Well, this is interesting. Nobody has registered for the giveaway tonight, so we've got about 2 minutes left. So if you register now, you have a great chance of winning the video. You have a great chance of winning the course. It's a premium offering, and it's a 6-month endeavor, and it is online, and we do weekly live coaching sessions. So there you go. Very good. As I said, we're just trying to build our audience here, and I really appreciate those who have come into the stream through other channels, and not just necessarily YouTube. But we hope that you'll come back next week or find us, whichever may be the case, at 7 o'clock. We do this every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central, and look forward to hosting you or visiting with you again next week. If you have issues you want me to cover, you can send me an email at info@johngself.com, and we're happy to cover those subjects for you. Take care, and we are wrapping it up now. We hope to see you next week, again, we hope you'll tell your friends about what we're doing. And the more people that come in, the more questions we have, I think the more effective it will be. I thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm sorry we didn't give away the free course, but hopefully somebody will win it next month. Take care and have a good evening.